A walk in the woods is always so peaceful. Hi, I'm Clyde Lewandowski. My wife Connie and I have been members of Sacred Heart Parish for nearly 40 years. We're members of the Social Concerns Group, and I'm also a board member of Friends of Vietnam Orphanages. Someone asked me to share a little bit about the work we've been doing in Vietnam for the past 14 years. So I hope you'll listen in. I believe that many things happen for a reason, and hope that you will agree also as you hear this story. I spent some time in Vietnam, and a long time ago, I realized that I could be angry at everything because of my time there, or I could use my past experiences to do something good. Our work with the kids in Vietnam is my attempt to do something good. We were there to help them in 1968, and it continues to be our duty to help. In late 1966, Uncle Sam awarded me an all-expenses-paid 2-year adventure. In September '67, I volunteered to go to Vietnam. My unit traveled on a troop ship, and we were headquartered at Vang, one of the places where in 1798 the Blessed Virgin presented herself to the people as they were being persecuted and killed. This was in the province of Quang Tri, near the demilitarized zone. My unit was the 6th Battalion, 33rd Artillery. We were an air mobile unit that provided fire support for 1st Cavalry, 101st Airborne, U.S. Marines, and South Vietnamese units. We really enjoyed the kids. Of course, we were all kids ourselves. We would give them our food, our candy, and trade things with them. Their freedom was the reason we were there. We helped out at an orphanage in Quang Tri, and after I left Vietnam, the unit moved to Hue, and the guys helped at an orphanage there. Like most of us, I stuffed my memories from Vietnam way back into a dark place for as long as I could. Things were manageable so long as we kept very busy, so we worked long hours and always made sure we had lots of projects to keep us busy at home. But in 2000 or so, a little over 30 years after coming home, some of the memories started coming back. Connie had saved all the letters I wrote home, so I transcribed them into a typewritten journal and became the unofficial unit historian. We traveled to Washington, D.C., and spent a number of days at the National Archives searching for my unit history. There were boxes filled with hundreds of pages of information, so we developed a pretty complete unit history. In the history, we found the names and addresses of the 2 orphanages that we had helped at. I knew that the orphanage in Quang Tri would not be there anymore because that city had been leveled during the battle in 1972, but I thought I might be able to find the one in Hue. My search wasn't very successful. Then, on a Thursday in August 2006, I got an email from someone I didn't know. Dennis Coyne asked if I'd like to contribute to an orphanage in Vietnam. I thought it was a hoax, so I set it aside. But when we went to church the following Sunday, the reading was, "Remember to care for the orphans and widows." I called the guys who had sent the message and talked to them for about a half an hour. We believed they were legitimate, so we sent a contribution. They invited me to travel to Vietnam with them in 2007. It was scary as heck getting ready to go. I thought there'd be a ghost behind every tree. But everyone we have ever met during a dozen return trips to Vietnam has been welcoming and friendly. Other than the government and the highway patrol, the people there have always been kind to us. In the city of Hue, we had lunch with Sister Marie Cui. She was over 80 years old and taught herself to speak basic English. When I asked her about the orphanage we were looking for in Hue, her eyes lit up. She told us she knew the sister I was looking for, but that Sister Marie Pierre had died and that orphanage had closed. I traveled on with the group to Kon Tum, which is located in the Central Highlands. The guys I was traveling with had served there with the 4th Infantry Division. They had a connection to the Vietnam Orphanages and had developed a nonprofit organization to help the sisters and kids. Friends of Vietnam helps to provide care for 850 ethnic minority children. This is where the Montagnard or Daga people live. Today, these ethnic minority people who lived in the highlands before the lowland or Kin Vietnamese arrived are treated like we treated Native Americans 200 years ago. There's lots of discrimination. Originally slash-and-burn farmers, they're now forced to live in the villages because most of the large trees were logged off to provide necessary funds for the government. Life expectancy there is said to be less than 50 years old. When one parent dies, the remaining parent can't possibly support a family, so the children go to the orphanage. About a third of these kids have no parents, a third have no mom, and a third have no dad. So what do we do there? We help support 6 orphanage locations near Khartoum and 1 in Pleiku. There are about 850 kids at the 7 locations. 2 or 3 of us visit there every year, and in alternate years, sometimes we take larger groups. We work in cooperation with the Sisters of the Miraculous Medal of Mary, who manage day-to-day activities and make all the decisions. We're there to help them implement their plans. We provide money for basic needs such as food, safe environment, medical and dental care, education, clothing, and clean water. We help purchase equipment for farming, and we participate in building projects. Much of this work had been done in cooperation with 3 or 4 other groups from the US, Australia, and the Netherlands, but as we all grow older, some of these organizations have closed, and we might not even be able to continue on much longer. As one of my friends said when asked how many grandchildren he has, there are 2 here in the United States and 850 in Vietnam.
Amin, ya, betul Pak.